In this video, we're going to do a 15-minute Tai Chi Flow to heal shoulder pain and to keep your shoulders happy and healthy, followed by specific exercises and tips that you can do alongside your Tai Chi every day. All right, so as always, you don't have to get these movements perfect. Just follow along, just do what you see. I'll be your mirror image. You can always sit down. You can do the whole routine sitting or standing, and you can always breathe normally. All right, we'll begin with the feet together or as close as you can. The hands can come to the lower abdomen, and then just taking a few deep breaths, whichever way feels best for you. I like to do the abdominal breathing. So as you breathe in, the belly expands, and as you breathe out, the belly returns towards the spine. Breathing in and breathing out, coming into the present moment, arriving in the body. Letting go of the worries from the day, coming into the here and now. Then the arms can float down by the sides. And then as you breathe in, the arms float up. They circle in front as if you're gathering an energy right into the heart and send it back down towards the earth. As you breathe out, sinking the chi. Let's do that one again. Breathe in as you gather in, breathing out, softening down. One more time, sink the chi. And then you can step one foot out to the side, either foot. The arms float up in front, just to about shoulder height. Then the arms get heavy, floating down. The knees and hips soften. Breathing in like mist rising from the lake. Breathing out, floating down like a soft rain. Called this one opening the door, start of the journey. All right, this time the arms circle in front, making two loose fists. The forearms come towards each other as you round the back. Then we'll reverse direction. The arms come out to the sides as you open the shoulders and chest. And then if you want, you can even breathe out as you round the back. Breathe in as you open. Spinal cord breathing. Like a good morning stretch. Let's do that once more. Opening the shoulders and the chest. And then from here, the arms can float down, and then they float out to the sides like you're spreading your wings. Then the arms float down, palms face towards you, and then slowly turn the body to one side, the palms open. Turning from the waist, the shoulders, and then the head, and then coming back to center, the palms face towards you. Then we'll go the other way, the wise owl looks behind. Nice and easy, gentle rotation. Do that one more time. Each side. All right, last one. The wise owl looks behind. And then from here, we'll circle the arms in front and hug the tree. Softening the arms open. And this hand here scoops under, the other one on top. As you soften the hips and knees down, melting. And then rising up, spin the moon. And then we'll catch the moon again. All right, now this time, this hand here goes to the hip. The other hand reaches up overhead. Gentle side bend. And then we'll do one more to the other side. The hand comes to the other hip. The other hand reaches up, pushing the hip out to the side. And then once again, we'll catch the moon, softening down. One more time, embrace the moon. This time the arms open up wide, the fingertips drift towards each other, and then the hands draw in towards the heart as you shift your weight to one side, and then we'll step out to the corner. And as you step out, pushing forwards in space. Breathing in as you draw in, breathing out as you push. One more time, pushing the mountain. All right, now this time, the palms face towards each other as they come in, and then they come right out in front. Then the palms face away from each other and then open, circling all the way out and around, scooping under, back out in front, parting the clouds. Breathe in as you open, breathing out, or take as many breaths as you need. As long as you're breathing, it's my only rule. All right, now this time, The front leg steps back in, the hands come back towards the heart. And then shift the weight, and we'll step to the other corner as we push. Nice and easy, nice and slow, no rush, nowhere to go. Can you be here now? One more time, pushing the mountain. This time the palms face towards each other, they come right out in front. And then the palms face away from each other, spiraling the arms open, circling out and around, scooping under, back out in front, parting the clouds. Feeling the air between your fingers. How mindful can you be? All right, one more time, just noticing all the sensations that you can. And then from here, step the front foot back in, hug the tree right out in front, and then soften. The arms open up wide. And this hand here drops down and drifts over to the other side. The hands switch positions, and then they float across like clouds in the sky. When you get to the corner, the hands switch again. Wave hands like clouds. Breathing in as you switch, breathing out as you drift. Or once again, take as many breaths as you need. All right, one more time, drift across. Then this time the top hand makes a hook. The bottom hand comes up. The bottom hand floats across the horizon. The palm turns out, shoulders sink. Circle it around one more time with just the arms. And you can sigh out at any time too. It's always encouraged. This time you can step in as the hand comes up, and then step out to the side. The hand floats across, single whip. Breathing in, breathing out, and you can always soften the hook arm, being kind to your shoulders. It's your first tip of the day. One more time, single whip. And then release the hook. The hands drift across, stepping in. Take your time. Feeling into the body, letting go of any tension you don't need. And then this time, the top hand makes a hook. The bottom hand comes up. The bottom hand floats across. Palm turns out. Let's do that once more with just the arms. Once again, taking your time. All right, this time you can step in as the hand comes up. And then you can step out to the side. Nice and soft. Single whip. Circle it around as we learn to move like nature with effortless ease. One more time, single whip. And then release the hook, let it drift over. The hands become clouds. Stepping in. Drifting across a few times. Really feeling into the body. This time you can step in as you make a hook. And then step out to the side, single whip 2 times. Circle it around once more. And then we'll reverse direction. So the hand comes up and over, and then softening down, the hand scoops through, and then back up. The snake creeps through the grass. Let's do that again. Or if you're afraid of snakes, any other non-threatening animal creeps through the grass. One more time. All right, now this time, stay with me here. The hook floats up and then goes down the back and then all the way through. Then the other hand comes up and over, down the back and through. The dancing dragon. Do that again. One more time. And then from here, the back hand drops down, drifts on over. The hands float across, cloud hands, stepping in, breathing. All right, one more time, drift across. This time, step in as you make a hook. Bottom hand comes up. Step out to the side, single whip. We'll do that one 2 times as well. All right, this time, reverse direction with the hand. Comes up and over, and then coming down, scooping through, and then back up. And as always, it doesn't matter how low you go, just meeting yourself where you're at. All right, let's do one more. The snake creeps down. And then from here, the hook floats up, goes down the back, down the leg, and all the way through. Then the other hand comes up and over, scooping through, down the back, and through. We'll do that again, the dancing dragon. One more time. And then from here, this hand drops down, drifts on over. Cloud hands. Stepping in when you're ready. Breathing. Once again, softening. In Tai Chi, we say softness overcomes hardness. We'll continue to wave hands like clouds in the sky, like a moving meditation. Like medication in motion, sometimes called, with all the healing benefits. All right, one more time. Wave hands like clouds. This time, the bottom hand comes up into a hook. The other hand scoops under as we carry the firefly in the lantern. Then the hands switch, drifting across, softening the shoulders, dropping the elbows. We'll do that again. One more time, the firefly in the lantern. And then hug the tree, bring it back to center, rounding out, soften. The arms open up wide. This time the hands float down. The backs of the hands face each other. As they float up the midline of the body, they just drift and float right out to the side, letting go. We'll do that again. Call this one the fountain. As we connect with the water element, soft but powerful, flowing motion. One more time, the fountain. This time the fingertips point up, all the way up the midline overhead. The hands spiral away from each other. We'll do that one again. We call this one silk railing. Coming all the way up, spiraling the energy throughout the whole body. All right, one more time. Beautiful. All right, this time, step one foot in, coming on the ball of the foot, and the arms spread out to the sides like wings of a bird. Floating down. Now you can keep your toe down, or this time, if you want, you can lift up right out in front. The crane. And then finally, the arms can come up and over just as much as you can. Getting it a nice stretch, stepping down. We'll do that on the other side. So just the arms at first, spreading your wings like you're soaring through the sky. Just taking in the view. If you want, you can lift the leg. Once again, just meeting yourself where you're at. And then the arms can reach up and over. Stepping down. This time, if you want, you can lift right up. You can even hold it, if that works for you. Touching down as needed. The crane. All right, one more on this side. And then stepping down. And then once again on this side, you can lift right up, or you can touch down. Just letting go of judgment, bringing a sense of curiosity. And then finally, the arms go up and over. And then stepping down to center, the arms float down. And then reverse direction with the arms. Circle in front, hug the tree. Soften. Then the arms open, the hands float down, the palms face up. One hand on top of the other. And this hand here drops down and floats all the way up and over, and then down the center line of the body. Other side, breathe in as the hand floats up. Breathing out, centering. We'll do that again, focusing the mind, creating mental clarity. One more time, centering. And this time, both arms float all the way up and over, just as much as you can. Then the hands float down to the waist as you soften the hips and knees. Circle the arms in front, as if you had a big ball right in front of the body, gathering in the energy to transform into loving kindness, right at the heart. And then one more time, coming up and over. Down to the waist. This time we'll make a diamond shape with the hands right in front of the heart, and then press out, sending out all your loving kindness out to the world, opening the heart. May all beings be free from suffering. May they be happy. May they be healthy. May they live with ease. And then turning your palms to face yourself, the hands come to the heart. May I be kind to myself. May I feel connected with all beings. May I love myself just as I am. Then the hands can float down to the lower abdomen. You can step your feet together or as close as you can. You can close your eyes or just keep a soft gaze and just let your body rock and sway ever so slightly, bamboo in the wind. Feeling the gentle oscillations, little circular motions maybe, or rocking forward and back, or maybe side to side, but just letting the energy move you without trying to control it in any way. And then feeling into the breath, noticing the inflow and the outflow. Then you can bring your attention into your heart, creating an inner smile, expressing gratitude to yourself for being here today. And then if your eyes were closed, you can slowly open them. The hands can come together in front of the heart. We can finish with a bow. So I wanted to start off by showing you some tips for while you're doing the Tai Chi, because I don't want you to develop pain from doing the Tai Chi, because that can happen if you're too tense. And one of the cornerstones of Tai Chi is to learn how to soften. Right? So as I mentioned earlier, softness overcomes hardness. Once we learn to let go of what we don't need, then we can develop real power. All right? And that's just not even physical, or not just physical, but mental as well. All right, and so what I want to do is demonstrate one of the movements we did today called single whip, and just as a demonstration to how you can really customize this for you. All right, so we usually start off single whip at the end of cloud hands. So we're drifting across. Remember, the shoulders are soft, so we don't want our shoulders up there, so that's another shoulder tip for you. So keeping the shoulders soft, elbows drop. All right, so the elbows are not pointing out to the side. That's extra tension. We don't need that. All right, so we don't need that, so we let it go. All right, then we drift across. All right, and I'll go right into the full movement of single whip. So we make a hook, bottom hand comes up, we step in, and then we just step right out to the side. And as we step out, the hand floats across, palm turns out. All right, so this is the ending position of the traditional single whip. Now during the flow, you can do whichever version or whatever way you like, but this is how it is traditionally. And so as you can see, my arms finish 45 degrees in relation to, if this is 0 degrees coming straight ahead, it's only 45 degrees. All right, so we're not stretched way out. So it's an optical illusion. There's many in Tai Chi. But if you look, if I finish, I'm actually finishing here. All right, so I'm not way out here, because if I do that, I'm overstretching some of these muscles, which is okay to do in general. But with Tai Chi, we're trying to just be soft. We're trying to let go of tension. So it has a different purpose. All right, and so once again, let me just show you so you can see. All right, so we're doing our cloud hands. We step in as we make a hook, and then we step out to the side. All right, now it looks like my arm is out to the side because that's my torso. My torso is rotated, so my torso is 45 degrees in relation to my front leg. So it looks like my arm's out to the side, but once again, if I don't move my arms, that's where they actually finish. From the side, you can see they're not way here, they're actually here, so they're soft. All right, if you ever injured your arm, then you might have had to wear a sling. When they put your arm in a sling, they do that in what's called the loose packed position. That's where your shoulder has the best length tension relationship. So that means there's not one side that's pulling and there's not one side that's pushing on it too much. So they put you in this position, and that's kind of where we are with single whip, is we're kind of in this loose packed position so that we can really just flow. All right, we're not straining or striving. It's nice and soft. All right, so that's a key tip for the shoulders, and that goes for many of the other positions too. So we very rarely are way out to the sides. However, when you want to do some like balance movements, you can do that. Like the crane, that's technically a Qigong movement, and so that one we have the arms a little bit more out to the sides, but you can have them out front too. So that's another one that you can just play with the arm position to where you feel most balanced. All right, but with single whip, that's traditionally how it's done, like that. And then also with the hook, as I mentioned, you can draw the hook in, especially if we do multiple repetitions. Your arm might get tired. It's okay. I won't get mad if you pull your arm in if it doesn't look like the picture. So don't worry about that, okay? So just listen to your body so that you can really just meet yourself where you're at. I mean, I say that a lot because that's so important. It really is. It's if you get nothing else from this, you can apply that to everything in life. All right, and so what I wanted to do now is show you an exercise. Say you do develop shoulder pain. It happens. Yeah, I don't think I know many people that haven't had pain. So you probably will have something at some point in your life. If you're active and living a full life, you probably have some pain. So, however, there's some things you can do to alleviate that. And so I've worked with hundreds of patients with physical therapy, and I'm going to show you some things that really help for most people. All right, now, it may not work for everyone, so just keep that in mind. And if you're on a program, listen to your therapist or your doctor or whoever. All right, so this is for general information. So I'm gonna grab a chair. You can go ahead and grab a chair if you like to, or a countertop, or something to hold on to. All right, so this one is called shoulder pendulums. So it's one of the first things I give to people, even right out of surgery. This is one of the things we'll do so that we start to loosen up the shoulder, because it's really easy to tense. And so this not only teaches it how to loosen, but it teaches it how to relax. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna place, well, I'm just gonna do for demonstration, my right foot forward. That means my left arm is gonna be the one dangling. All right, or vice versa. If your left foot's forward, then just let your right arm dangle. All right, and so you're gonna lean over a chair, but you don't wanna be hunched, okay? So you wanna have your back straight, bend at the knees and at the waist, okay? And so what you're gonna do is what's called pendulums. So you're just gonna let the arm swing back and forth like a pendulum. Now you're using your body to move the arm, all right? So you don't wanna be muscling the arm like that. So that's not really gonna do as much, all right? It won't be the worst thing in the world, but try to use your body to swing the arm like a pendulum. All right, and then you can do circles too. That's a little bit more complicated to coordinate. It's good for coordination. Then you reverse direction. All right, and then sometimes if you hold a light weight, that actually creates what's called traction. It opens up the joint even more, but make sure it's no more than a pound at first. All right, but what you can do, I'll just grab one of my Tai Chi swords. All right, and so what you can do is you can just hold a light weight, and then that way it kind of gives you a little bit more feedback. You can be like, okay, you kind of feel a little bit more. So you can do it like that too, where you're just kind of using your body and then doing circles. Like that. All right, and so you want to do that on each side, 5 or 10 reps in all different directions, forward and back, circular, and you can even go side to side too if that feels okay. So, but it's helpful to kind of be like that so you can kind of swing and you have some support. All right, so you can do that on both sides. Even once a day is probably good, even just to keep things loose. All right, so I've had many people tell me that alone helps to relieve a lot of pain and keeps things mobile. All right, the next thing you can do is to start to increase the flexibility of the whole shoulder and the shoulder blade. All right, so the shoulder is a complex joint. There's lots of parts to it. So there's lots of ways you can loosen it. All right, these are just some of the easiest but most effective ways. All right, so the next one is called the shoulder roll. All right, so what you can do is bring your shoulders up towards your ears and then let them fall back and down. So big circular motions with the shoulders. All right, so this can help release tension from the neck, the upper back, and the shoulders. So it's really a powerful but simple thing you can do, especially if you've been at the computer for a while. We tend to type, when we're typing, we tend to, if you kind of watched in like a time lapse, you'd probably see people kind of coming up like that. So you want to just release all that tension from your neck and shoulders. All right, so just doing the shoulder rolls. I like to just go back. You can go forward too, if that feels okay. But we tend to be more rounded a little bit too much, so this kind of helps this helps with posture too. It helps to kind of bring the shoulders back a little bit. All right, so from the side, just bringing the shoulders up and back. It's nice and gentle. So we're not trying to force it, just loosening things up. All right, if it bothers you, then just do smaller motions, or you can just skip it. All right, and then to build strength and to build a little bit more mobility in the shoulders and to really help alignment is most people, as I mentioned, are forward. And so what you can do is we can start to reverse the direction of the shoulders by reaching back. All right, but you don't want to lean forward. So you want to stay nice and tall, so you're only moving your shoulders, even if they only move back a little bit. All right, so you're going to reach back without leaning forward. Staying nice and tall, and this will help to start to build strength. You can hold on to weights too with this one. And so I'll just grab my Tai Chi swords. They're wooden, by the way. That's why I'm grabbing them by the blades. All right, and so we just reach back, and so you can start to add weights and building strength this way. But once again, you don't want to be hunched up, okay? So you don't want to go up with your shoulders. That's only for the roll. The roll is just to get things loose. But with this one, you want to keep your shoulders back and, well, not forcing it down, but just not rising up on it. Okay, so bringing the shoulders back like that. All right, so that's the easiest one you can do with that one as well. All right, and then finally, to build even more strength, you can do side raises. All right, so you can bring the weights up to the sides, or you can just use loose fists or just empty hands. But if you want, you can add some light weights and do side raises. But once again, be careful not to hunch, because that's going to create tension in your neck. So instead, try to keep the shoulders relaxed as much as you can as you reach out to the sides, and that'll start to build shoulder strength, and it's very functional. Right, because we oftentimes have to reach out to pick stuff out of a cabinet or off the table. So it's very helpful in daily life as well. All right, we actually have a class called Tai Chi for Strength in our studio too, where we use weights. And so that's another great way. So if you're ever interested, just let me know. You can just type in the comments or send me a message, and I will tell you about our studio if that's something that you're interested in. So. All right, let me know if you have any questions on shoulder pain. And by the way, just in general, if you ever have like an injury, so people oftentimes ask me, should I use ice or heat? And so usually when you first have an injury, it's called acute. So you have an acute injury, there's usually inflammation. So ice is usually what you want to do to get things, because the body gets a little overzealous, I think, and so a little inflammation is good. That's our immune system, but our body tends to overdo it, and so we tend to get a lot of swelling, and so ice can just help control it and numb the pain. So that's nice if you have an acute injury. If you have chronic pain, then most people, it doesn't necessarily matter as much. You just have to try out ice or heat, but heat helps relax the muscles. And so if you've tried ice and you're like, this just isn't helping, then you might as well try the heat. As long as it's not acute, okay? As long as it's been at least a few days, then you can try the heat, because if you put heat on if it's swollen, that can increase the swelling. So you want to stay away from heat the first couple days if you see the swelling. All right, but if it's chronic, a lot of times the heat relaxes the muscles, and so that can help with releasing tension as well. But I always say try ice first, because that's usually pretty benign, and then the heat if that doesn't work. So. Thank you so much for joining me for this Tai Chi Flow and this bonus lesson on shoulder pain and how to prevent and heal it. And so for more videos like this, then just click on one of the links below, and I'll see you over at the next video. Until then, I wish you peace, happiness, and harmony. Thank you.